Could you get me a beer, bro? Yeah. Thank you, dude. All right, Robert Slim Show. We are back, and we are on live with Mr. X. Is that right?
Hey, that is correct.
How you doing,
guys?
Good. How you doing,
right,
Mr.
man,
X?
what's going on, Mr. X?
All right, who is Rob and who is Slim?
I am Slim.
I'm Rob.
All right, hey Rob. All right.
And Slambo, he's in the kitchen fetching me a beer right now as we speak. He's our intern. Do you have an intern?
And I am Slambo. Here you go.
Are
Thank
you guys live? Are you guys live now?
Yes,
we are.
In 2 locations.
Okay.
2 sites.
Do you?
Is it TuneIn Radio?
We're on live on the IPM Nation, and we also live stream on Ustream.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. How long have you been doing your show? And your show is Angry Old Man Podcast. How long have you been doing that?
That's been going on now exactly 4 years. I started my 5th season.
Wow.
In November, and yeah, it's been going on for 4 years. But I don't do mine live. Mine takes about, between 5 and 8 hours to do a half hour.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Do you do it like it's all improv, right? And it's all characters you do, correct?
Well, yeah, I do. Last episode, I think I did it was like 10 characters all at once, and it takes longer when you're doing 10 characters and keeping the story going and shit. So it takes a little while.
Wow.
And it's really weird because I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do, and after it's done, I'm amazed how the whole thing came together. I have no idea, man.
That's what I was wondering. Do you start with do you do news? Do you just do what's going on in the characters' lives, or do you just ad lib?
No, it's a continuing story. It's like a little sitcom of these, I would say, close to 20 different characters that live in a mobile home park in Southern California. And every single one of them is fucked up. I mean, there's something wrong. We have a retired, stripper who is 75 years old, and she thinks she can still show her tits off. She's just a walking sex machine, man.
Joni.
Her name is Honeydew. She's always on, man. And so it's a bunch of different people. We have everybody, and everybody's old, and everybody's arguing all the time. But because to me, there's nothing funnier than old people arguing.
I see it all the time. I see them at a coffee place I go every day, and they're just sitting around one of the tables. They'll be there all day, and they're arguing all day. It's great.
But you know what it is? When you get older, your filter for arguing and your to keep yourself calm, that shit goes out the window. So that you can in 2 seconds go from 0 to 200. And then that's the whole thing with them. They argue and then they turn it around and go back to being like nothing happened.
Yeah, I've seen that at my grandmother's with her friends, man.
Exactly. This is a weekly visit to your grandma's place, except on steroids.
That's amazing. Now I was curious, did I hear you correctly when you said that it takes you 5 hours to do 30 minutes? And if that's so, can you elaborate on that?
It takes from 5 hours to sometimes 10 hours, depending on how many characters I've got going and how much of it. Sometimes I go up to 45 minutes, but I usually try to do around 30 minutes. And yeah, because, I start with one character, and as I'm doing it, in my head at the same time, I can hear the other character answering, so I'm leaving little gaps.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
If you do it and then
it's like
put it
editing
together
while you do it, yeah.
Yeah, little gaps, and then I go back and have the other character. Now, sometimes the gaps are not long enough, so I have to stop and cut it and move it out a little bit, and then to have the third character come by, and usually I have three old guys most of the time.
Nice.
I have Robert, who is he's the leader of the whole thing. Then we've got Harry Cheeks, who is, I think he's the funniest one of them all. I laugh every time I think of Harry. And Harry stutters a little bit. He used to be Curly's butler, but Curly Fries is another guy. He's an African-American gentleman who is the wealthiest member of the whole
crew.
The whole park, yeah. He is. He won. He accidentally got a hold of some ostriches that he sold in Pakistan, and he got like $900,000.
Is he good with the money, or does he like blow it though? Like, is he good with the money, or does he spend it freely?
Oh yeah, he's cheaper than shit. But Honey is the one that spends all his money all the time.
Oh, he's with Honey.
Yeah.
Who?
And it was. Go ahead.
Who is your favorite character? Is he your favorite character to do?
Harry is my favorite, and then Curly, because the two of them always go at each other. Because Curly is always, he loves Honey, but she could dump him in 2 seconds. She's one of those that's very loose, and she's done it already a couple times. And
she runs around.
Yeah, and Harry just likes to tease him all the time. He's always dropping innuendos about jumping on top of Honey and all this other shit. And the two of them get into it, so well, you have to listen to to get it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Are there any characters you've ever done that you've never done before, that you've never done again, or that you don't enjoy doing?
I did one, and her name is Anushka Varushka. She was a Bulgarian fortune teller, and she came in only a couple times. And for some reason, I made her sound. I had this phaser with her voice, sounding like she was in a spirit world, and it's always complicated to do her. And I didn't do her too many times, but I think she's a pretty funny character.
Nice.
And yeah, and outside of that, it's just I got a name Bill Ding that I left in Russia when the Winter Olympics were. He went there to report the Winter Olympics and wound up meeting this guy Boris, and all they did was drink vodka. Stayed drunk all day long, and he's been there ever since then. It was about 2 years ago.
He never came back.
Never came back. Yeah, he had a dog named Chester, who he treated like a kid. Chester was always out buying the latest iPhone and all this other shit. It was the weirdest thing with the guy.
Have you ever thought of having your show or the segments of your show animated for like YouTube? I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, that's my secret wish and desire that somebody would hear Angry Old Man Podcast, because I do have already, some of the characters already, their caricatures and everything. But I would love, that would be the ultimate thing, is to have it become a cartoon character.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody has. Having that many episodes, I figured somebody might have approached you on it.
No, I haven't heard anything yet. But I'm waiting. I keep waiting. And but the main thing is, I love doing a podcast.
That's cool.
I really do. And you guys are the same way. I listen to your podcast. You guys have a good time, and that's the key to anything.
Yeah.
If you have a good time, people listening will have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's
We should see if we
exactly.
can arrange the chief.
What's that?
We should see if we could arrange the chief.
For what? Animating?
No, for the.
You're not talking.
He's speaking off the
He's
mic.
like trying to whisper
I was
something
like,
to us.
I was like,
explain
patting
to
no.
Mr.
No,
X.
we should see if we could arrange the chief of Wapaho to have a cameo.
Oh, we know. We know
an old
Indian
man.
chief, an very old Indian chief. I don't know if you ever do guest spots, but he could definitely get on your show. And we also know a really old, like you said, how you have that old stripper. We have our intern here, Pete. He met a 90-year-old lover on Ashley Madison. And I'm sure she would grace your show.
They both
No,
would.
it's hard for me to do guests and stuff like that because I decide if something hits me, I go in my studio and I do it.
Yeah.
And so I do it a little pieces at a time. and it's really this crazy world of these people. And I have to tell you, when I don't do it for a while, I miss these fuckers. I mean, there's got to be something really sick with me because I really enjoy being with them.
You miss it. That's what I was going to ask. Do you ever get tired of it? Like, do you ever just want to just stop?
Well, there were a couple times I did stop, and then one time I decided, okay, this is it. I get an email from a woman in Texas. She said her boyfriend is a Navy SEAL. He was in Afghanistan, and she told me that he listens all the time. She records all the episodes, and then she sends them on a CD to Afghanistan.
Wow.
And she said, would you mind sending us a T-shirt? And when I heard that, I said, Jesus Christ, I got to keep doing that.
Right.
Because these guys were out there in the foxhole listening to Angry Old Man podcast.
Yeah, they're looking for anything
That's
to cheer them up, to make them, to remind them of home, to make them laugh. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a couple of times, but every time I decide, okay, I've had enough, something happens where I hear from somebody and, thanking me for what I'm doing, and I said that's my biggest pay because, as you know, you can't make any money on this thing unless you have a couple 100,000 downloads.
We're trying. Yeah, exactly. You need like you said, a couple 100,000 downloads to even get considered for a lot of advertisers.
Like Adam Carolla and those guys who are out there who can go and pitch their podcast when they're on TV and different things, but us little fuckers like you guys and me, we're just out here beating the bushes by ourselves.
Yup. Yeah, we kind of gave up on that. I mean, I think we got audible.com, but I still don't know.
They keep on giving us shit.
We keep getting
something
shit.
different every time.
Yeah.
We baked in the ad, whatever the fuck that
Instead
means.
of injecting it with the meat pencil, I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. The best thing is, guys, to have a good time yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're enjoying it, and anything that comes from that is bonus.
Then, like you said, just with that, like I've had guests, I booked a guest for I think next week, and I sent him a link to check us out, and he's like, "You guys could be on satellite. You're that good. Like it's great hearing that kind of a compliment."
Exactly. I think that's what I wrote in your on your iTunes.
Oh.
Because I'm an old radio guy. Okay, I used to be.
Mr. X. I think you're breaking up.
In '86, I got out of radio and I started a film and video production company, and I'm still.
Mr. X, we're breaking up a bit. Can you hear us, brother?
Hold on. I think I might be going through a bad cell area here.
Okay, yeah.
Is it getting better?
Yeah, it's good now, dude. Yeah, I heard you say
from the beginning again, though. I think you said you were in radio, but we didn't quite catch it.
Okay, I was radio DJ here in L.A.
Wow.
In the 70s and 80s. I did radio.
Wow.
And then in '86, I got out and started doing film and video productions, and that's what I'm still doing. But I went to a podcast because I'll always be a radio guy. So I decided to do a podcast because it was the closest thing to doing my morning radio show that I used to do, and without having anybody breathing down my neck, and you can't say fuck, and you can't say shit. You can basically, I want to say whatever I want to say. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yes. It got so bad. It got so bad when the two corporations, what was it, Greater Media and whatever the other one was, bought everything.
Yeah. Right. The iHeart Radio. That's what. I keep forgetting what the hell their names are.
iHeartRadio, yeah, they're fucking.
Greater Media, and I can't think of the other one. Greater Media was actually the better of the two evils, like.
Yeah.
Because I worked at a station that was owned by Greater.
Yeah. But I actually got my podcast on iHeart now, which was cool.
I don't know. I still can't. I've tried. I've even messaged them or emailed them, and I just cannot figure it out.
Do you use Libsyn for your hosting of your website?
No. We use SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Okay, see, what I did was I went through Libsyn, and then they made some kind of an arrangement with iHeart, and then all I had to do was from the Libsyn, my page, I just put in the, the RSS code and the name and the website, and it popped up.
Cool, man.
So,
You have to try it again. I don't know why. It just constantly gives me trouble.
I don't know.
Mr. X, can we...
I had trouble with SoundCloud.
Really?
I couldn't fucking get it on SoundCloud.
You got to pay for it if you want, really, for SoundCloud. Because if you don't pay for it, then your episodes just start getting deleted. So it's like $15 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see, Libsyn is not that bad, which I thought they're really good. It pops up, the episodes pop up real fast, and they're very consistent. They're very stable platform, and costs only $20 a month. And they even have a cheaper. I'm on a $20 a month program, but they have some for $10.
Oh wow!
You can just host them, and I get all the stats that you want, a little more detailed statistics at $20 a month.
Nice. So, could you do one of your characters for us, Mr. X?
Fuck no, I don't want to do, because I've got to use different filters to get the character's voice just in the right pitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I do a little bit. This is Hairy Cheeks. Hairy Cheeks is always kind of a guy that. Well, he forgets what he's talking about all the time.
It's gonna be me when I'm old.
That is. You ever see an old guy just look like he's talking, but he really just has Parkinson's? Like, I remember the first time I was sitting in church, and I'm laughing hysterically. I'm like, why does that guy look like he's talking? And then one of my friends was like, he's got Parkinson's, and I felt really bad.
Nice.
That's why I can't go to church.
No, I've never gone to church much since.
I used to years ago. I lived in an apartment when my wife and I first got married, and upstairs from us there was an old couple, and they couldn't hear at all, so they were yelling at each other the whole day. Goddamn son of a bitch! What are we gonna have for lunch? And then she would answer, "Fuck you!" And then 3 seconds later would be, "Darling, you want to go downstairs and go and check out the latest at Costco?" It was like that all day long. That's why I love old people. I'm an old person myself, but I'm having a good time at it.
That's what counts.
Mr. X, I was curious. The characters, are they based on real people?
Some of them are. I started doing, their little manner of speaking and everything. I based it on a couple of people because that's how then I remembered to do it next time I'm doing that voice. But Robert is a character I used to use on radio, and his name was the Professor. And he was the professor. We come along and always come up with something weird. I have a character named Frank Tiramisu, and all my Italian characters are named after some kind of food.
Nice.
Frank Tiramisu, Godfather Vito Linguini, they're all after some sort of food.
How long did you do morning radio for?
I was in LA from I started in 1974 in radio. Then I went around, we had to start in a small market. And I was up in Santa Barbara, and then I went to Arizona, and finally made it into LA because that was my goal, to get into LA. Wow. And that was in 1980.
Wow.
And then from 1980 to 1987, I was morning LA jock. I was working, against Rick Dees and some of the big guys. I was never number one, but I made it up to about number 12, which was a good place to be.
That is, yeah, that's impressive. That's awesome.
Because it's brutal, man. There was 98 radio channels in LA.
Wow, that's a big slot too to fill.
Oh crap! You have to really do something to kind of get out of the clutter because there's just so much competition.
Yeah.
It's great.
Do you even like listen to regular radio? I listen to morning radio. It's such dreck.
I can't listen to radio anymore at all.
Yeah.
That's why I love podcasts. I can,
Yeah.
listen to it on demand.
Yeah, I enjoy the podcast, but like I said, when I'm driving to work in the morning, I will throw on like the top 20 station because this guy here, Slambo, he does every week. He reads the lyrics to a pop song, so that's where I usually get them from. But the people talking for their 5 minutes or whatever they do is just so shitty. Oh, it's tube time. Let's talk about what we watched last night. And the one guy just watches the Jets every day. Like what?
Yeah.
What? The other?
It's completely changed. Radio is not the way radio used to be in the 70s and 80s, when there was a lot of personality radio, where people make you laugh. And the last one was, and I haven't listened to him since he went on Cyrus. It was Howard Stern. I loved Howard Stern.
Yeah, I loved Howard in the 80s. I loved Opie and Anthony. They had the same thing like you said, and they were the last. They were the last, man.
Yeah, that's it. After that, no more.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to Howard anymore because I don't have satellite radio in my car. So
yeah, neither do I. And like I said, like when O&A came in, he was coming hard at them, and he was just doing some real shitty things to them. And from there, I went to them, and then they got crazy, and then they don't even talk anymore.
They're talking again.
No,
They're talking again,
yeah.
but they're never going to be
they're not,
back.
But like Opie's
They'll
not
never
talking
be
to Jimmy now.
Yeah, they'll never be what they were when they were.
No. Once the magic is gone, that's it, baby. You can't.
Yeah.
It's like breaking a plate. Once it's broken, you can try to glue it together, and it's still broken. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're awesome, Mr. X.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. The reason I go by Mr. X, I just don't want to. I want to be completely like Wizard of Oz in the background, pulling on the strings. So that's why I don't.
I like that.
I don't reveal who I am. I like being a little mysterious.
Yeah, that's what I want Slim to be, just in the back room.
Yeah.
Just not even visible.
And I really enjoy the fact that publicized a little bit of the hashtag Modern Family. That's a great little group of people we have.
Isn't it, dude? It's amazing.
It is. It is. I just love that because everybody, tries to promote each other. And these fucking big guys like Adam Toyota Corolla, that bastard, he can suck my dick.
You don't like him. You've said earlier you made comments about him.
I have nothing against him, honest to God. But I try to get on some of those. I don't. Number one, I don't begrudge any one of their success because their talent got them there. Because people will choose, and content will always prevail, no matter what.
Yeah.
People will eventually find it. So got to give him his due. But I just don't like it when iTunes and all those other cocksuckers are promoting only the top guys, always the same fucking podcast are promoting none of the little guys.
Yup, exactly.
I'm not going to lie. I've listened to Adam Carolla's podcast a few times. It sucks.
I didn't like him ever. I don't think I've ever enjoyed him.
His podcast is really boring.
I liked some of his stand-up, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I gave up on it too, and to tell you the truth. But there was also Larry Miller, the comic. I used to listen to him when he was part of them. But then he became the same shit all the time, and it's just nothing new or innovative. And that's why I like to keep my thing as ridiculous as I can possibly make the story. That's what I like the best about it. Because I don't want it to be just plain old reading the things from the paper or something like that. What I did this last time when the election was going on, I kind of based it off a little bit by having Curly run for the Bellaterra Mobile Home Park Estates Christmas decorations inspector. Okay? So he won by 2 votes. He beat Mama Angelina. So she wanted a recount and the whole fucking thing, like everything what's going on in the country today. I'm kind of busting the balls with that. And I tell you, I had a lot of more fun with it than they did.
Yeah. I don't know. They seem to be having fun with it. Mr. X, we love talking to you, brother, but we have to wrap this up. Where can everybody find you?
It's Angry Old Man Podcast on Stitcher, on iTunes, on Audio Boom, iHeartRadio, and just if you know anybody who is a cartoon illustrator, send me an email, angryoldmanpodcast@gmail.com.
Dude, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Anytime, man.
I enjoyed it.
So do we, man. You're awesome, dude.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Guys.
Have a good one.
Man.
You too.
Bye-bye.
See